Good evening, everyone. It's really a pleasure today to have someone so special to tell us some very simple techniques that we can all use on a daily basis to help ourselves become, as we say, find the key to a healthier you, right? So sometimes it's difficult for us based on our times, our schedule, or let's say little bit of laziness to think of things or do things that can keep us healthy, that can keep us fit. So what better way to find out than to have an expert talk to us about all the mudras that are going to help us become a better us. I'm very happy to welcome Maya Dwajan. Thank you, Maya, for being with us. And who is Maya? Let me tell you a bit about her. Maya Dwajan is a life coach, trainer, and holistic healer. Her passion lies in empowering individuals to embark on a transformative journey, becoming the best version of themselves. With a diverse background in various modalities, such as Reiki, yoga, Redikall Healing, hypnotherapy, NLP, and more, Maya brings a wealth of expertise to her coaching and healing sessions. Right? Then, she seamlessly blends these modalities, creating a powerful integrated approach to facilitate profound transformations. Her previous experience as an administrator in corporate hospitals has given her a balanced and holistic understanding of health and well-being. She empowers individuals, to break free from limitations, redefine their boundaries, and achieve personal and professional success. So, I'm very happy to say that Maya, thank you for giving us the time for being here. And of course, with your magical hand mudras, we are waiting for it to learn more about it, how to be a healthy us, right? So over to you, the platform is yours.
Thank you so much. And I would request one favor, just give me 5 minutes heads up before my time so that I would like to wrap it up at that right time. Welcome and thank you so much. And Mahavatar Babaji, Aatmn, Redikall Healing, and the entire community has played such a, it has been a very important part of my growth, my journey. And so it's an honor to be a part of this platform, bringing forward the wonderful knowledge, the ancient knowledge, which our culture has got treasure chest of knowledge, which can help in absolute health and well-being with ease and grace. So it's a real pleasure to bring this forward and this wonderful platform here. Now, I'm going to mix it up, and if I can have all your wonderful faces there, that would be amazing to see. Otherwise, it's going to be talking to the blank or black wall. Thank you so much for putting that on. And today, I don't know how many of us know this. It's a wonderful day. It's Gayatri Jayanti. She is the divine feminine who is an amalgamation of all the energies of Kali, Lakshmi, and Saraswati. So she brings in protection, wisdom, and strength. So let me start the entire workshop or the session, the awareness session, by the Shakti Mudra. That put your hands in, the 2 fingers over, and now bring your hands together. And this is a very powerful Shakti Mudra. And what better way to start? Close your eyes if possible. Agar aankhein nahi band hoti hai, so apne samne just soften your gaze, lower the eyelids, and look at one particular point on the wall. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Allow the breath to reach the navel. And breathe out gently as if you're whistling. One more time. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Shakti is nature. Shakti is Prakriti. So 2 lines, and I am an absolute fan of sound, singing. It need not be a traditional mantra, but anything that goes with the mudra impacts the entire effect of it. तो जिंदा है, the Shakti is telling us, तो जिंदगी की जीत पे यकीन कर, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतार ला जमीन पर. ये गम के और 4 दिन, सितम के और 4 दिन, ये दिन भी जाएंगे, गुजर गुजर गए 1000 दिन. तो होगी इस चमन पे भी बहार की नजर, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतार ला जमीन पर. Breathe in and out. When you close your eyes and when you're with yourself, just feel the sensations that your hands and your fingers are generating. What happened when we heard these 4 powerful lines? Slowly, with a big smile, invoking that divine feminine whose birthday it is today, or in our traditional manner, it is the Jayanti. And let's open our eyes and welcome. I'm going to keep my language very simple. I mix my Hindi and English, so bolchal ki bhasha bahut saral. And when I talk about magic, everyone generally tends to roll their eyes. This is what is magic? Ye kya magic hai? But I ask, magic is not a trickery. Isn't that a childlike wonderment that we are looking? Or dur hame dekhna hai magic ke liye, jadoo ke liye? It is all there in your 2 hands and your 10 fingers. Pura jadoo hai aapke isme. And just merely holding your fingers in a certain position, you activate, redirect the energy systems, the subtle energy systems of your body. And that has a direct impact on your health, whether it is physical. And when we say well-being, that includes your mental health and your emotional well-being, and apart from the spiritual growth. A couple of years ago, when I was a student of Yoga Shastra, and we had wonderful lecturers. Mudra bahut prakar ke hai. Mudra generally means a seal. You are sealing your energies, you're sealing your body in a particular position. And mudras aap dekhoge, hamare Natya Shastra mein, it's a lot of mudras. Mudras has been a part and parcel of our Natya Shastra, and it has also been a part and parcel of our religious ceremonies. And बहुत सारे हम अपने देवी देवताओं की मूर्तियां देखेंगे, तो we have certain mudras, which is either the Gyan or Vairagya or Abhay or the Buddha's mudra. Few years ago, everyone would say, okay, Yoga Shastra has got many other different kinds of mudras. You have the Bandha mudras, you have the Kaya mudras, you have mudras with breath, and those are all incredibly powerful. But jab tak हस्त मुद्रा की बात आती थी, तब बोलते थे कि इसका ज्यादा इफेक्ट नहीं है. And I would say no, because by the time I'd already found my guru, and who the Suman ma'am, under her blessings, that this entire Mudra Vigyan science opened up, the seed of which had got sown almost about 20 years ago. So I would get up and say, sorry, no, these are as powerful as your other mudras. But that was then, and today's situation is diametrically opposite. You open net, there are 100 different types of the mudras, and we have these reels where people are kind of, in that 30 seconds telling all about that, this. And a lot of times I've heard people saying, oh, no side effects, it's very safe. I would say, use your awareness. Do not follow anything blindly, because जहां पे इफेक्ट है, अगर आप कोई चीज करते हो जहां पे उसका इफेक्ट है, वहां पे उसके contraindications definitely है. So when you generally pick up on from the net कि आज ये किया, कल वो किया, then would say, अच्छा ये तो काम ही नहीं करता है, कैसे करेगा? It requires a proper, you need to follow a program through. And mudras, हम देखेंगे हस्त मुद्रा के बारे में ही अगर बात करो, तो you have the mudras which is based on the Ayurveda Shastra. You have the Buddhist Tantra has got a different set of mudras. There are a lot of mudras which has got developed through sujog. So whatever mudra you follow, there has to be a concept, there has to be a proper understanding of concept, and then it works. Random formation of any gestures can be very detrimental, because mudras have the direct effect on the Panch Mahabhutas. That is your 5 primordial elements from which you are created, your body is created, the entire universe is created, that is air, water, earth, fire, ether, not in that any specific order. So when you hold a hand gesture in certain manner, you are arresting an energy and redirecting it to a different part of the body. So random following doesn't work, and it can be detrimental, because the bodies are of 3 different, every body is not the same. Ayurveda ki taraf se aap dekhoge, there are 3 main categories of body, the Vata, the Pitta and the Kapha, wherein the air element is primordial. I'm making it simpler, not going into the traditional language. The Vata is the air element, air and space element is primordial. Pitta is the fire element, whereas it is fire primordial. And the Kapha is the water and the earth element, whereas that humor is primordial there. And on a Pitta body, if you do a weight loss mudra, how many of you are familiar with this particular weight loss mudra? Everyone wanting to do that weight loss mudra. And you know, इतना आसान होता तो आज कोई भी diet, exercise class, कोई कुछ नहीं कर रहा होता. In my 10-12 years of practice also, I have been able to give this Surya Mudra only to 2 people who could effectively use it for their weight loss journey, only through mudras. And uski effect utni zyada hai. Aap isme ye aap aag badha rahe ho. Now, how does the mudra science work? It is based on your Panch Mahabhutas, that is air, water, earth, fire, ether. It is based on your Panch Pranas. From the modern medical science, it is all about inhaling the oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. But from the Ayurvedic and Yoga Shastra side, we have Panch Pranas, which is broadly classified. Actually, Dasha Pranas, but 5 are main. The prana energy, the prana breath, which is energizing, which activates your metabolic activities. The apana, which activates the elimination of toxins from your body. Then regulating the prana and apana is the samana vayu in your digestive system, which helps कि आपने जो खाना खाया आप उसको digest कर पाए. खाया हुआ खाना whether you have been able to assimilate all the nutrition from the food that you have eaten. And after assimilation is the process of elimination, where the elimination is happening properly through the bowels and the bladder or the sweat. Then there is also a prana, which is called the udan, which from the neck and above helps in all the cognitive functions, your thinking ability, your clarity in thinking, decision making. और इन सब का सूत्रधार एक और है, which is called the vyana, जो आपके blood pressure को affect करता है. Now, mudras are many, but broadly classified as balancing mudras, which balancing mudras are safe. That can be practiced by anyone and everyone. What is balancing? Now your 5 fingers, thumb is a representation of fire, index is a representation of air element, your middle finger is a representation of space element, your ring finger is a representation of earth element, and your little finger is a representation of water element. आपके पंच महाभूत आपके हाथों में है. ये आयुर्वेद के साइड से है. अगर बुद्धिस्ट तंत्र के बारे में बात करें तो उनके इसमें this is fire and this is air. तो पूरा ये उल्टा हो जाता है, उनकी मुद्रा अलग है. So randomly जब हम net से we pick up an image and then we say okay this helps, I would say strongly recommend do not follow that. Anything that balances the thumb, when you bring any fingers to the tip of the thumb, that is balancing mudra, and that is safe. It can be practiced by anyone and everyone, and it can be practiced for a longer period of time. When we take any finger down to the base of thumb, we are reducing that particular element and we are increasing the fire element. That has got a very potent impact. So if you know for what you are using, we use it only for a specific period of time and duration. And once the body is back in balance, we stop using that. And when you take thumb at the base of any other finger, then what you're doing, you're reducing the fire and increasing that particular tattva. This is air, space, earth, and water, and this is fire. Bringing in some lightness, all right? The entire world uses this gesture. Aaj wo gali ho gayi hai. But you are virtually, what is it then you are, and it's a universal language. Westerners don't know what this means. This is space element. When you're showing your middle finger, you're literally telling, hey, you are invading my space, get off. It's got a universal language there. And and these are very beautifully, it can be amalgamated with any other therapies that you're following. I have got a lot of cancer patients who come in and they learn the basics of their mudra, because when you follow Gyan, Pran and Apan, wo to solid. There are 3 mudras, and I would like all of you to have a takeaway today. Gyan, Pran and Apan, I'll show you those mudras. These mudras are basic 3. If you follow that as a specific program, aapke bahut sare bimariyan apne aap gayab. And it gives you a very firm foundation on which you can build up any other modality. And Redikall R5 statements are very special. And we were, if I remember, if many of you, I see a very familiar faces out here. We were one of the first batch of the Redikall students, and us time it was just the affirmations and the chakras, and later all the R5 statements got developed. So for all the Redikall practitioners, when you practice your mudra with your R5 statements, the potency of the mudra raises manifold. Now, as I said, Ayurvedic mudras are based on Panch Pranas, Panch Mahabhutas, and Shada Chakras. Though we know chakras are many, traditionally the 7 chakras are called the Shada Chakras. It impacts your chakras, it impacts your prana, and it impacts the balance in the Panch Mahabhutas. And we all generally say that more, we want more, only then we grow. अगर आप दो रोटी खाने की सक्षमता रखते हैं, वहां पे सिर्फ आपको आधी रोटी मिलती है, तो तकलीफ होती है या नहीं? यस और नो? और कहते हैं ना, खाली पेट तो भगवान की पूजा भी नहीं होती है, because your entire focus would be on that lack, which or that hunger. But जहां पे आप 2 रोटी खाने की सक्षमता रखते हो, वहां पे आपको 10 रोटी खाने दिया जाए और बोला कि ये खत्म करना ही है, will you be comfortable? Because you get more. That creates a lot of discomfort because your vessel, your body does not have the capacity to take in that much more. So less or more is not the criteria. It is the balance between the 5 primordial elements which become the basis of your health, happiness, well-being. And mudras are very simple, very organic. And traditionally speaking, mudra agar aap देखो बैठे हो, ध्यान में बैठे हो और आपने ज्ञान मुद्रा लगाया है, and you are focusing on your breathing. When we close the eyes, you're definitely not in any other world. All you are trying to do is, when you close the eyes, you're withdrawing from the external distraction and trying to focus your awareness within your body. You get to know what are the sensations that is happening in your body, what are the thoughts that you are in the what is coming up, what are you feeling at this particular moment. So your entire awareness is withdrawn from the external world, which becomes more of a distraction, and you focus it on yourself. And traditionally speaking, जब आप ध्यान में बैठते हो, आंखें बंद करके बैठते हो, of course breath is the link between the micro and the macro. आपके और यूनिवर्स के बीच में जो धार है, जो सूत्रधार है, that is the breath. Right breathing dissolves 100 different types of diseases. Wrong breathing is an invitation to that many more to come. So we all know that the breath, importance of breath is so much, and it keeps happening. But हमारा क्या है, जो सहज है, जो चल रहा है अपने आप, we never realize the importance of it. So mudras, traditionally speaking, if you do it, this is the right way of doing it, brings in fantastic benefits. But आज, जैसे आपने बोला आरती, आजकल के दौर में हमारे पास, we're all on the move, we're all on the go, we're all on the run. Hari Vari Kari has become the way of our life. बहुत चीजों के लिए हमारे पास time नहीं होता है. So if we end up putting all these restrictions, all these proper way of doing things, कोई कुछ करेगा? कोई भी नहीं करेगा. Time ही नहीं है किसी के पास में करने के लिए. क्या करेंगे? So I always say, right and the perfect way is not the thing. करो तो सही. Something is better. Maybe the effect is not that much. Where if you do it the right way, eyes closed, breathing properly, maybe your effect is fantastic, 100%. चलिए. But in any other manner, आप करोगे, तो maybe effect is just 70%. But something is better than nothing. Ideally speaking, to both the hands. Because that balance and how the mudras work, what is the simplistic explanation of how these work? Our palms and our soles of our feet have got a lot of nerve endings, and they arrest the energies coming in. Even in healing, आप देखोगे, our palm chakra and the finger chakras are activated. These nerve endings catch all the energies which is getting dissipated, and they send it back to the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, in turn, activates the pituitary. These are the big bosses of your sitting here. And pituitary is the governor. Pituitary is the prime minister. And if I can make light of it without pledging any kind of a political allegiance, staying away from it, if pituitary is the prime minister, hypothalamus is the Amit Shah there, who is kind of taking care of all the back end work and informing pituitary, hey, this needs attention, this needs attention, this needs attention. And all that is possible from when the nerve endings from your palm arrest that energy. And when the palms are on your thigh, then your thighs, if you see, has got again a large surface area. From there, it moves back into the mind and again gets regenerated where it is required. Agar hum dekhenge, again, if I have to take an analogy, dam, canals. Canals mein, you open the gate, redirect the water somewhere. When that is full, the gate gets closed and the water is getting redirected to elsewhere where it is required, right? Mudras work in that particular manner. And micropore tape available in any medical shop. Ramban. I would love everyone to take back 3 basic mudras that if you diligently practice will have a fantastic rollback. Now, as I say, isko aapne open kiya raat ko sone se pehle. All right. Now, Gyan Mudra. Hamare sare devti devtaon ke murtiyan, pictures aap dekhoge, Gyan Mudra mein hai. Gently cover this over, and there is enough space. You're not making it tight, okay? You're not rolling it around. Then the blood flow will get hampered and you will get pins and needle sensations. Sone se pehle laga ke so jao. This directly activates your pineal, pituitary, and hypothalamus, the big 3. Your crown Agnya chakra is activated. Jitne der rehta hai. Kabhi kabhi puri raat rehti hai, kabhi kabhi in the sleep it comes off. It doesn't matter. And yes, you can. Individually, you can put it on both the fingers. And I use my Gyan Mudra every night. Acharya Keshav Dev, the mudra which was just an esoteric knowledge, credit goes to Acharya Keshav Dev for doing a complete research and bringing it in a scientific manner. He taped all the violent inmates of Tihar jail in Gyan Mudra for 6 months. And I'm talking about people locked in for life, waiting for on death row. All of those people were taped. Their fingers were taped in Gyan Mudra for 6 months. In 6 months' time, there was a complete turnaround. If that, agar us level pe 6 mahine mein turnaround aa sakta hai, I think hum log sab we are way, way, way better. So Gyan Mudra every night helps. What does pineal, pituitary, and hypothalamus governs the entire endocrine system of your body? Your thoughts are balanced. You get clarity in your thoughts. When there is clarity, decision making becomes easy. The inspired action happens when there is a clarity of thoughts and the choices are made with ease. Then it also affects all other endocrine glands, controls all the autoimmune disorders. सबसे पहले तो रात को जिसको नींद नहीं आती है, नींद बिल्कुल बराबर हो जाएगी. And we all negate the importance of sleep. सही वक्त पे सोना is important because light की सबसे पहली किरण जब पड़ती है, our pineal gland, which medical world says it's a mystical gland, but pineal gland is the one which is responsible for rise in our consciousness. And the moment it is affected with light, it is photosensitive, it stops working. And that is why we see so much of calcification happening. रात को देर से सोते हैं, सुबह जल्दी जगते हैं. Mobile हमारे तकिए के नीचे है. Mobiles give rise to radiations. They in turn affect they affect the brain wave. They interfere and affect the brain waves. So there is a mishmash, and when we wake up in the morning, we are not fresh. लगता है कि यार सो तो गए, कहाँ पे? Where is that energy and vitality missing? Gyan Mudra. Your focus increases, your concentration increases, your sleep pattern settles down. When there is good sleep, your body repairs, regenerates, you remain healthy at all levels. So, isko main bolti hu Ramban. And even patients suffering from cancer, I always give them Gyan Mudra and Pran Mudra. The second one, all right? So they are walking jate ho, 30 minutes. Pran Mudra. This is called the friend of all mudras. If you see, it's a victory sign. Pran Mudra has got a direct impact on our blood circulation. Every cell of the body receives its nourishment through blood, and the toxins are taken out from the cell and brought into the system for elimination through blood. So Pran Mudra, regular practice, 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. जब भी आप walk कर रहे हो, TV कर रहे हो, TV देख रहे हो, बैठे हुए हो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Pran Mudra impacts your energy and vitality. आप में वो तेज लेके आता है वापस. आपकी energy, सुंदरता, तेजस्वी. It's not, I'm not talking about a superficial beauty, all right? The age, the impact of growing age, all of that is there, but it is about the energy and the vitality that you hold within you is Pran Mudra. And the third mudra that if everyone practices 10 minutes after every meal, dear's ears, I call it dear's ears, Apan Mudra. Constipation. सबको लगता है यार constipation ही तो है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? 100 बीमारियों की जड़ है जब आपके शरीर से मल मैल नहीं निकलता है. When your body is clogged with toxin at physical level, I'm not only talking at physical level, I'm talking at emotional level, I'm talking at the mental level. At all levels, when we are holding on to redundant energies, which is no longer necessary, then it becomes toxic. And when there is no space for something new to come in, you're only figuring out how the hell to manage with the old and not make way to new. If you go to any doctors, including the modern medicine, first thing आपका urine blood test, stool test होता है. Apan Mudra after every meal helps your digestion. And when I talk about digestion, it is not only the physical digestion of food. आप आहार सिर्फ जो प्लेट में है वो आहार नहीं है. आप जो देखते हो, आप जो सुनते हो, आप जो जिन लोगों के बीच में हो, what is it that you're reading, what is it that you're listening, everything that you take in through your 5 senses is your food. And digestion is not necessarily only in the stomach after food, but that is of course the main one, because gut is also our second brain. If the gut health is not okay, that means our system is completely impacted. But digestion is how are we digesting all the life experiences? Are we digesting our thoughts? Are we digesting our emotions well? Are we digesting our words of communication well? Are we digesting our life experiences well? And life will throw curveballs, good, bad, ugly. Everything mix it life. Prakriti, there is no positive. There isn't. Prakriti mein nature is never, it's only positive. There is so much of impact. There's so much of emphasis on only positive, and that becomes toxic, because that doesn't allow us to look at all other aspects. and process and digest our life experiences well, process and digest our emotions well, process and digest our thoughts well, and we tend to suppress, we tend to numb, and they in turn becomes toxic. So Apan Mudra after every meal, 10 to 15 minutes. And I always keep my house, every purse, wherever I travel, I keep the medical tape very handy with me. And because ऐसे ही लगाते हैं तो कुछ और दिमाग में आ जाता है, the hands fingers separate. So if you generally put it, if I'm working, if I'm studying, if I'm working with one hand, if the other hand is free, I generally use that time to use my Gyan Mudra. These three mudras are safe. Gyan Mudra can be used for prolonged periods of time. Rishi Munis have used it for meditation for eons of time. So Gyan Mudra is very safe. Apan Mudra, any mudra requires at least half an hour for it to show its effect. But Apan Mudra is so powerful, ab 10 minute lagao, your flatulence, agar sharir mein, even if there is no visible running of gas in your body, but you will release your gas either through burp or flatulence from the other end. So that's the power of Apan Mudra and Pran Mudra, 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening. So I would love everyone to have this takeaway from this mudra. It's basically an awareness program. When I start to talk about it, I generally take an in-depth workshop where I have it in 3 different levels. And knowledge, right knowledge is very important. You need to know on what basis it works. When we are doing therapy mudras, we very specifically need to know why are we choosing that mudra for that particular person. There can be many mudras giving the same effect. What mudra is safe and what mudra has got a very strong contraindications that should not be practiced. My own body is a pitta body, and weight, well, has been, even as a yoga practitioner, when someone would come to say weight loss, I said, yaar, meri body dekho. Am I the right person? So I definitely don't say, I never believe in weight loss. Weight loss ki jo mudra hai, हमें 1 रुपया हमारे हाथ से खो जाता है, तो जब तक वो नहीं पता चलता है कहाँ गया है, शांति नहीं मिलती है. So why should our body start losing something? The very concept of weight loss becomes very difficult. And this is generally the mudra. Surya mudra, the linga mudra, 5 minute करने की जरूरत होती है. And you sweat. तवे के ऊपर जैसे बटर डाला है, जैसे बटर पिघलता है, वैसे पिघलता है आपके शरीर की चर्बी. But in my many years of practice, I definitely cannot use it. Neither have been many other people. So when you invoke therapy mudras, it should be done under supervision. And for that, right knowledge is very important. And one of the things that we have lost out is the Gayatri Mantra Mudra sequence. We all know the mantra, we all chant the mantra. Why that is so powerful? Because it has got all 7 levels of octaves and with impacting all the 7 chakras. When the sound is going to be the new medicine, it's only frequency and vibration. And mantra, when you combine a mudra with mantra, and mantra need not be a traditional one, are 5 statements. Whatever is the energy reading, all of you are seasoned, many of you are seasoned practitioners, combine it with affirmation, it becomes that much more powerful. And Gayatri Mantra Mudra sequence, unfortunately, is lost. And this traditional one was picked up and honed by my guru. And I absolutely surrender my trust to her when it is said that it also reverses cancer. So many of the cancer patients very specifically come to me to learn the Gayatri Mantra Mudra sequence, which can, go well with their medical chemotherapy and other things and any other modalities that they are following. So the mudras are simple, organic. जादू आपके दोनों हाथ और 10 उंगलियों में है. but basharte right knowledge. And as long as you follow the safe mudras, good, you are good. And how am I doing with the time? Oh, I have exceeded a little bit of my time here. So with this, I would end my session here. And any questions, I would
yes, ma'am. आप गायत्री मंत्र की मुद्राएं भी बताएंगे?
That is a proper workshop. Okay. Because it has to be learned. You can't. अगर एक बार में करूंगी तो कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. Okay. उसके उच्चारण, उसका जो it's a 32 mudra sequence. Okay. And that has to be learned with along the proper pronunciation. So okay. I have a proper workshop only. That's why I've separated the Gayatri Mantra Mudra sequence from anything else. And people can learn only that.
So आप वो workshop लेते हैं, ma'am?
Mamta, can I just moderate it further, please? So it will be easier for all of us to ask the questions. Yeah. So as Maya has said, the Gayatri Mantra Mudra sequence, she does as a workshop separately. We can ask her details personally, and that will be done. And we'll see how things move further, and we can bring on a lot of other things from Maya.
One thing I want to ask कि जब भी हम मुद्रा लगा रहे हैं, हमने fingers जैसे मैंने ज्ञान मुद्रा लगा, तो ये बाकी की 3 fingers को straight रखना जरूरी नहीं है. वो
you can't be, see, ideal condition is आप ध्यान में बैठे हो, it is straight. Yes. But here I'm not talking. रात को सोते समय आपको क्या पता आपके fingers
कैसे? नहीं, वैसे भी मैम अगर हम ध्यान में भी बैठते हैं, जैसे आप
relax हो जाता है. So
relax हो जाता है.
Start with what it is. See, anyone who comes to me for therapy, I start with put them on एक हफ्ता पहले ज्ञान प्राण अपान. Jnana, Pran. It's very easy. Jnana, we all know. Pran is the victory sign. Apan is the dear seers. Yes. Start with these 3 and make a proper program. I've already told you the time schedule. 20 minutes of Pran in the morning and evening, 20 to 30 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes after every meal is Apan. And I would love to know your feedback and what it is. It's you know, it's a universal knowledge, and it becomes an absolute pleasure. It's not only to talk about it, it is to give a takeaways.
True. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, whoever has questions, please raise your hands or write in the chat so that it will be fair to all of us to be able to get proper answers from Maya. The session was so magnetic, Maya, that I didn't want to stop you at all. So it was absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that. So we'll first have the questions. Yes, this is Archana. Archana, can we have your video, please?
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So Maya, the question is, we have different mudras for each element as well, which is, and there is some like meditation in which people follow one after the other mudra for each of the elements. Like there is one mudra for fire, one for Prithvi, one for this. How do you suggest people should follow that, or or is it too risky, or how is it?
I generally, I kind of keep it simple and keep it traditional. All right. When we have the chakra mudras, and I know because many of these, 7 chakras, 7 mudras, 7 elements. Now, Panchabhutas also, these are all the fire and the air. This is Vayu, and this is the fire element. So Gyan, for me, I take, rather than this as fire mudra, I take the Gyan as the fire. Vayu is a little down. The space, Prithvi, Varun. All the 5 elements are addressed. These are the safe mudras. So follow this. Perfect.
Oh, that works. That's safe, right?
Absolutely. Balancing mudras are safe. That is okay.
This one, then folding this, then this.
So rather than, I don't go for this as fire. I take, because this is your transformative energy, right? Fire is already there. So you're bringing, everything is coming to the fire element. Vayu, we all have Vayu imbalance within us. So Vayu mudra will be for the air element. The Akash Mudra is for the space element. Prithvi Mudra is for the earth element, and Varun is for water. So do this along with your Panch Mahabhuta chanting, meditation, whatever it is, it works absolutely well, perfectly fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, Archana, for your question. Yes, Geeta, what's yours?
So just to share my experience, I had once toothache. So I did this Saman Mudra over here, and with the other hand, Vayu Mudra. Within few seconds, that pain had gone.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, that's
Thank
great.
you.
Great. We have a question here in the chat, and the question is, do we have to use both hands, or one hand is also okay?
Ideally speaking, both the hands. But again, I follow the thing of something better than nothing. And school में बच्चों के लिए भी बोला जाता है, अगर आप क्लासरूम में बैठे हो, एक हाथ से आप लिख रहे हो, दूसरा हाथ तो खाली है, ज्ञान मुद्रा में रख लो.
Okay.
So ideally, both the hands. Otherwise, one hand also.
Right. And anybody else? Any other questions?
Maya, I just love the way you explained everything. You're brilliant here.
I agree with you, Sujata. She's brilliant. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. Archana, you raised your hand again? Or yeah.
Yes, one last question. Maya, yeah, so Maya, the mudras that I practice is, there is one mudra which is like this. You fold your fingers and you put it here. So rest of the ones that resonated with you, but this is
your Prithvi down, right? And your thumb is over it. Any particular reason why you're following this?
No, so it's Panchbhuta. So then it starts with this, folding this, then folding this, and then this. That's how it goes.
All right.
So I was just trying to ask for this one, yeah.
So that is
This one was the fire, yeah. Actually, this one was the fire. So that's fine, right? Or
if it's working for you, fantastic. Sometimes I don't do the Agni Mudra, I do this as the Agni. I use the Gyan for Agni and Vayu for air. So I gave you that explanation in the previous round. So see what works for you. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So does one have to be in a meditative space always, or can do while maybe traveling in a car or otherwise anywhere, right?
Yes.
As we understand. So that was fantastic, Maya. I mean, I'm really mesmerized even till now. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. Anybody else has any last question before we let Maya go? All right, I don't see any. Yeah, Mamta. Yes, Mamta.
Hi, Maya. So lovely to see you here. Okay, and when you said that's a very nice point, like, you know, in school, you're writing with one hand, so you can tell the child to hold it. Will that help them focus? It does, right?
I have had the youngest. I've had a lot of kids come to me with ADD and ADHD. All right. And invariably, children are taken to therapies and all of that. It doesn't really work. The youngest of the kid who independently would ask her mummy to tape her fingers. I had a child as young as 4 years old who was sent by a very well-known school to the counselor, and counselor put it out to the psychiatrist that, you know, just because a gifted child is not being able to be handled by the teacher who's unfortunately holding 45, 50 people. So many of them have the Gyan Mudra goes in first to bring that, you know, it's ultimately the thoughts are the air element. And when you balance the Vayu element, the focus comes down, it becomes sharper, and it becomes, you know, at one point, children are able to concentrate for a longer period of time.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So we have one last question from Rajni, that do you have your book to refer mudras or a website?
It's all under construction. So
All right.
yes, so once I step forward in next few in a month or two, there will be references there.
Wonderful. And you can just forward me the link and I will forward it to all the people in the Redikall group. Right,
Thank
Maya?
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
And before we end, can we end it my way today? And before I hand over the platform.
but
Again,
let
back to
me just thank you first, because then we'll end it your way. I think there's another question, one last question. Nita,
not a question, just to share one thing more. I was teaching one school yoga, and I just told them about one mudra, this Jnana mudra. At least for 10 minutes. Initially, it was difficult to stay for 10 minutes. And the teacher makes it sure that they do it every day in the class. Only once I had gone to show, and literally the children were so quiet. So that is
my guru was a school teacher and a principal. So before she kind of, so yeah, she has practiced all the mudras on her children. So to her school, the children were with the Gyan mudra, and the mudra which controls anger is regular practice of Gyan mudra. And aaj kiya, kal kiya, parso result mat expect karna. Very frankly, do it for 2 weeks, 10 days. If something has taken this longer time for us to, generate in our space, let's give it a little bit of time for us to see the changes also.
True. Very true. So Maya, from all of us, gratitude and thank you so much for this wonderful, absolutely magnetic session. And as you said, you'd like to end it your way. Please go ahead and we shall follow.
Shakti Mudra. Again, the divine feminine. Eyes closed. Nice deep breath in. Out through the mouth. A part of the same song which I started with. हजार वेश धर के आई मौत तेरे द्वार पर, मगर तुझे न छल सकी, चली गई वो हार कर। दुआ मेरा श्रृंगार कर, दुआ मुझे हसीन कर, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतार ला जमीन पर। तू जिंदा है तो जिंदगी की जीत पे यकीन कर, अगर कहीं है स्वर्ग तो उतार ला जमीन पर, जमीन पर। Taking your own time, collecting the power, the strength, the wisdom within you through the Shakti Mudra. And today we are doing it. This is a very powerful and a potent mudra, not to be done beyond 10 to 15 minutes, more than enough. Eyes open. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry,
Everyone.
Can you show that mudra
Thank you
again?
so much.
Feminine mudra.
This is what we did. Thumb in, 2 fingers out. The first 2 fingers are holding the thumb down, and the ring and the little are together. And this is also forming the conch. And best would be to keep it at the heart level because of the zoom camera. I'm not too sure kahan pe jata hai. It's easier for me to kind of right now keep it at.
So these two are separated, or you've joined them?
Yeah, joined here.
Okay. So this inside, this covers, and then these two.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, and this is to be practiced. How much? Is it
15,
safe to practice?
15 minutes, more than enough.
Okay, safe
What
to
is
practice.
mudra's name? It's a Shakti Mudra.
Shakti Mudra. Okay.
It has a lot of benefits.
Ma'am,
It-
is this okay? Just check, is this okay?
Yes. And now join the ring and the little. I'm not able to see clearly through everyone's light and other things. So I'm just showing here. This
Okay.
is down, this is down,
Okay.
this,
Okay.
and bring it together.
Okay.
Shakti Mudra.
Ma'am, can I ask something?
Thank
Yes.
you.
I give it to the moderator. Yeah.
Okay, Roshni, I allow you because you're asking for the first time. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's a last question. Something to regulate the voice or soften the voice. Is there any mudra? Because some people have that pierceness, that it's the thin lining, sharpness. Just to soften in a bit, is there a mudra for that also, ma'am?
Shankh Mudra.
Okay. So right or left should thumb?
फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. For me, I am very comfortable with this. Roll it. Your index finger holds the, and your hands are on your thighs. Shankh Mudra.
Ma'am, can you do it one more time?
Yeah, I'm just. All right. For me, I'm very comfortable with it. Your thumb, the other hand's thumb is roll it. Now, the index finger of one hand is touching the thumb and the other three fingers are cradling.
Oh.
Your hands are on your thighs. This impacts your throat chakra. Your hypothyroidism comes back to normal, and the voice strain, your vocal cords, the lawyers, teachers, singers, anyone who speaks for a long period of time. I use these mudra very frequently and very effectively, because constant speaking can put a strain on your voice and can soften or make your voice.
And ma'am, where we can place it beside the
Thighs,
chest?
thighs.
Between the thighs or one thigh?
अच्छा, बैठोगे तो बीच में ही आएगा, एक थाई बाहर नहीं जाएगा. So the way it falls naturally.
So sorry for this, but
it's just that, you know, we are little impacted with the camera angle, and, you know, I'll have to shift the camera to show you. So yeah.
No, ma'am, got it. Thank you so much.
Show once more. Can you show once more?
Aatmn, she's done it 3 times already. So it's very simple.
Yeah,
like that.
it's
Put it here, hold it.
Yes.
I'm showing. Pick up one finger and the rest around here. Okay? You'll have to practice it. It won't come like this easily on camera immediately.
Yeah, it's like this, and then the thumb has to touch the index finger.
Yes, the thumb touches the index finger, and the rest just fold over the back of the hand. Okay?
For how many minutes, ma'am?
Okay.
All the mudras 30 minutes. You have to practice it for 30 minutes. ऐसा नहीं कि 2 minute के और effect आया. Those mudras there are also many mudras which show its effect in less than 2 minutes, and that's why when in case of a chest pain, if you immediately apply that mudra, you can prevent a major heart attack or loss of life through that. But most of the mudras take about 30 minutes.
Okay.
So again, I would like to thank you, Maya. Now, no more questions, please. I know, Maya, we need to get Maya back again, of course, but I'll be opening up the group Circle of Peaceful Progress. Please post your feedback and your comments there, all of you. It's very important. And then that makes it easier for all of us at Redikall to understand what our students, our people who join us, everybody needs, and what we can bring forward to them as a bouquet from Redikall. Thank you, Maya, once again very much.